tonight. Well, about a few minutes ago, Sekhukhune United were leading 1-0 through Linda Mtambo. News coming in, Marubo Gallants found that equalizer gallantly galloping into 3 points. Yeah.
Just after my question.
Exactly.
Now they've answered.
Exactly. But going back into the encounter at FNB Stadium, Kaizer Chiefs, Capetown City share the spoils here tonight. But there were so many chances for Kaizer Chiefs. Listening to Coach Nabi, he spoke to Lerato Phakgwa about that in his post-match interview, saying that at this level, well, we need some more professionalism. I think one of those missed chances, that we can talk about is this Shabalala miss.
Yeah, this is a chance that should have won them the game because as much as you can say there were a lot of chances, Capetown City defended very well. They denied them clear-cut opportunities, though they worked hard for the openings, and they worked hard for this opening as well, because Mdu does well. That's why I said at halftime, you give him credit for doing the right thing, getting closer to Godino and supporting the press, and then at the right moments, jump and then win the ball. You know, this happened in the 42nd minute. If Chiefs went on to get a goal and win, even by a 1-0, this would have been forgiven. The only reason why it's playing in the coach's mind is the fact that they drew. They were not able to get the breakthrough. Now it's going to sit on do. But there's a lot of positives with this action alone. I hope the young man is able to recover from it, because you understand what he was trying to do. Try to sell the goalkeeper the eyes and go the other way. It's just it's a decision that you take in a split second, and unfortunately, he took the wrong one, where he went where an angle is a bit narrow instead of where the goal was more open.
He should have scored without a doubt, but it's also very good goalkeeping, because Shabalala shapes or tries to fake the initial shot, hoping that Keat would drop to the left. But I think Shabalala doesn't really open his body up enough, because Keat doesn't move. And from then on, there's a bit of panic, you know. And then where does he go from there? And then he kind of just rushes his final decision there.
Rushes the final decision at such an important time. I mean, this is Kaizer Chiefs with 10 games left to try and at least stave off the season and find themselves in that position where they'd like to see themselves playing in CAF competitions. And this does put a dent to whatever campaign you're trying to do in the last 10 games. Now there's 9 left.
Yeah, they've struggled for consistency, but you can understand because they've been making changes. They haven't had a consistent lineup in terms of selection. They haven't had the players available all the time, or the players that they needed. Even currently, they have players that are injured, the likes of Duba as well. So because Capetown City defended very well, they've had to carve out openings like this one, where it's a brilliant shot outside the box from Lilepo, and it hits the crossbar. That's why I was saying that you give credit to Capetown City, who actually should have scored. They've also had a glorious opportunity, which we're going to see later. And so Coach Mushin could also be complaining about the same thing, actually.
And for Kaizer Chiefs, I mean, we look at their attempts, 13-4 on target. Shabalala's one from the first half was definitely a big talking point. But in that second half, was there one to actually shake? I mean, I think he really did well in that second half. Was there opportunities to say that Kaizer Chiefs could have at least gotten that goal they needed so much in that second half?
Look, they put a lot of pressure, especially whenever Lilepo got on the ball. We'll see here they can smell the fact, and this is where he cuts in now. Modi, he's come on, and this is a world-class save from Keat. I thought he put his hand up for man of the match. Leopold did as well. Solomons and Sereno did before they got taken off, which rather surprised me. But this is great, because Keat also came out for balls, crosses into his area where his team needed the pressure taken off, and he hardly missed one when he did come out. Apart from, I think, the last incident where he came out and missed one. But apart from that, he had a very good game.
He had a very good game. And then you look at Capetown City and their chances that they had. I mean, we spoke about Sukuna and Gonzalez quite a lot in that first half, but they continued into that second half, really looking and itching for that goal.
Yeah, I think if you are a coach on either side, you should be happy because for Cape Town City, how they apply themselves in terms of creating the pressure when there's opportunities, in terms of getting behind, finding the space, especially in the first half with the Rhodes, as well as the Gonzalez, and getting a great opportunity with the Makaringe, and almost winning. This is the opportunity that I'm talking about.
That was
almost
a good one.
But you should be happy also on the other side. There's the Kaizer Chiefs, because when you have a Bruce Vuma pulling off a save like this, a huge confidence boost, because there's been doubts about him.
Yeah.
And also having a few of those individual brilliance moment where you have an Aleppo, like Matthew said, you have a Modi showing quality 1v1, and you have situations that actually show certain colors about your team, about the strength of your team, about your team coming together and showing a bit of quality. I think that both sets of coaches should be happy, even though the outcome is not completely positive.
Hey, they shared the spoils. But speaking about sharing the spoils, one thing did stick out for me, Matthew, and I think that was the changes that were made during the game, specifically the Kaizer Chiefs changes. I think there was a Vilakazi came on, Chivaviro, Frosler, Sereno Solomons and Dupria went off. But I wondered exactly what was being done and what kind of intention did Nabi have for Kaizer Chiefs when he made those changes?
Well, for me, Solomons and Sereno they stood out. So you would have to ask him as to why. Perhaps it was legs, perhaps they were running out of steam, perhaps we didn't see something that he saw. But that was a little bit of a surprise for me, to be honest. It was good to see McClaw on. Talking about that challenge from Vuma, we're looking at those stats,
Yeah.
It was a combination of good goalkeeping on both Keith and
definitely.
Vuma, and poor finishing and poor decision making, the reason why we ended up at 0-0 tonight.
Oh, well, they shared the spoils. That is Kaizer Chiefs and Cape Town City, but they didn't share the spoils when it comes to Rise and Shine and Abafana Best 10. And this time around, it was the well-trusted Knox Mutiza, who found the back of the net. And I think it was quite interesting to see that he comes back and then he manages to do so brilliantly.
I looked at it. Whenever there's a coaching change, there's players who are smiling, celebrating, because this happens. A new coach comes in, it gives you an opportunity when you were frozen out, and you can now get back and show your hunger, which is what Knox did here, because we know that he has the quality, but it seems like he had run out of favor when it comes to selection with the previous coaching staff. But it's good for Coach Unity to get his first win. Now he has 4 points in 2 games, which is looking positive for Golden Arrows.
Yeah, Phillips putting that beautiful little ball in, and Kaki seemed to have it all under control, passes it back to Sabonga. I don't know what the keeper's trying to do there. Chill it back over Knox's head, and he fluffs it completely. But when that happens, the fact that Knox is ready and on his toes to then make that delightful little side-footed chip, that's just quality from him. So great goal, actually.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. But then again, like we said, we did have a match that was delayed. As we came back, it was Linda Mtambo who managed to score the opening goal for new coach Eric Tinkler and Babina Noko. But like I said, that's called the commentator's curse here. And Marumo Gallants managed to get back in and find the equalizer. So that game is 1-1. It does continue right here on your World of Champions. There's actually 15 minutes left of that match. And we spoke about how, yes, Marumo Gallants finally got back into it, but they needed more than Tunkune. Matthew.
Yeah, I mean, when you got the likes of Skosana and Rokotso, who's been playing for most of the season, they should be having more presence from set pieces, but they've just conceded far too many.
Yeah.
So that's something that the new coach has got to sort out, as of yesterday.
Well, then you can make sure to keep in touch with this game. Oh, as we said, there is 15 minutes left of this encounter, so then you can definitely catch it up right here on your World of Champions. It does continue this weekend as the teams want to see if they can play catch up or at least get those important CAF positions. You do have Usutu who play host to TS Galaxy, the Rockets, who are rocketing up the table. Then you also do have on Saturday, Golden Arrows, who just won today, are away to Magesi FC Cape Town City after not having the greatest of times. Now 9 games winless. They'll be playing host to Marumo Gallants. But then your World of Champions Super Sport brings you the Sunday showdown. Sunday is 7 colors. In fact, it's 6 colors because you've got Orlando Pirates and they'll be hosting Mamelodi Sundowns. Kaizer Chiefs away to Richards Bay and Babina Noko play host to Stellies. Which match sticks out for you, Matthew?
Oh, it's only one for me. I think it's probably, if we're realistic, probably Pirates' last chance to try and pull back Sundowns and try and offer them some opportunity of, winning the championship ahead of Sundowns.
And Sia?
I concur with Matthew. I think they out of those 3 encounters, that one just takes
Oh, well then, that is the Sunday showdown. But up next, you've got Atleti and they play host to